Alright, we're starting 1 minute early. I mean, well, already kind of started, but kind of just get the stream live-ish so people can start filing in. Anyway, given how this week is going, I anticipate something is going to blow up in my face today, but I'm hopeful that it will not. So what we're going to do, well, actually something kind of already blew up in my face, but we'll go into that in a moment. So, I made a fun discovery also while I was messing about. The HDMI adapter that I use for the 9600, or kind of everything with the 9600, or that area, the retro corner, I should just call it, it has a micro USB power input, but I found out that I forgot to connect it. So I started up the 9600, and it worked without power. So I'm wondering if these cheap Chinese things just, I don't know, maybe they're for USB ports or whatever, if it's not providing enough power over the built-in, like, HDMI or whatever, I don't know, but it works without power, and that's kind of good for cable management. Also, I see Steve's in the chat. Hello, Steve. I cannot do an Eep impression for my life, but I would if I could. So, we're going to be doing something else a little different today, too. I said in the description we're going to be doing some BlueSCSI shenanigans, and, well, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So, I've been actually testing the CD firmware for a bit now, thanks to Eric for being a very nice person and letting me in on that before it kind of hit the GitHub. And a new firmware was put out to kind of fix some things, so we're going to actually test that out today and see if I can run some games that otherwise are not fooled by the virtual CD mounter from the BlueSCSI. And if it works, then I'm probably going to be bringing this DB25 to VCF to run those games. I'll be watching in the background. It's appreciated nonetheless. Hopefully I'm entertaining in the background at the very least. So, I already have the firmware flashed onto my DB25. It did not go so well, unfortunately, because while my DB25 worked perfectly fine with the overclocked firmware on previous versions of the firmware, it did not like it for the optical beta. But whatever, I'm here for more functionality, not performance. So, I'm going to plug this in. You know, if I could get the USB thing the right side up. And what do I have on this? No, this is what I was using to work on the SE, so don't need this anymore. Don't need this anymore. Don't need this anymore. Also don't need this anymore. I'm going to actually just wipe everything from this besides MacBench because I know that to actually work. So what I'm going to do first and foremost, actually we need to, there was a bug that Joe discovered where the read-only flag cannot be set or it'll bug out. So we're going to make sure that's not set. And let's see. So he is working on a thing of known good things. Known good. 9.2.2 universal works. So let's, I guess, grab this and try it. ATI, USB support. Okay, let's try this out. Hopefully Windows doesn't absolutely screw this up, or I will be very sad. That was actually going to take a while, so you know what? Time for you guys to get a small peek into how I organize things. So I have. I need to get chat into a better place real quick. Pop out chat, put that away. So here's my software drive, and here in retro we have games. Here we go. So these are the ones I want to open, and unfortunately they are all in zip format. I forgot to extract them. No. Although these ones are in toast format. Okay, we're good. So after all of this is said and done, I'm gonna install this from the computer, from virtual CD mounter, but I should be able to just grab the play disc or the Lord of Destruction disc, put it on the BlueSCSI, which we should be good to go. So, thankfully that's already in toast format too, so bring that over here. Oh, let's hope that doesn't mess things up. Meanwhile, time to boot the 9600. Make sure that's all working. Turn that off. So what I also need to do is I actually need to copy the ISOs or the toast files over via USB. Because for some odd reason, I've tried doing it over the network, and it's like a 3 gig file transfer, and it just locks the system up every time. So network is not going to do the job. I need to find... Is that already plugged in? 96? No, it is not. Where is my Mac drive? I have a USB drive set aside for these very things, and I keep losing it. Wherefore art thou? Hey, Mowoka. Yeah, things are going well. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. Things are all right, I should say. I should be perfectly honest. But this week has not been my week. And you know what? I found the Mac drive sitting in the proper place. That's why I never organize a damn thing in my room. Every time I put something in the right place, I can never find it. Alright, so we have the play disc. I'm going to bring over Lord of Destruction. Oh, wait, we just put that over there. Wait, did we? Oh, no, is it asking, hey, you want to do that without the properties? So let's go back to here. Yeah. I actually put up a video kind of narrating the whole Comcast cluster shag that happened. Thankfully, as we can no doubt tell, everything got reversed. But man, oh man, that was not a fun time. Yeah, oh yeah, I remember, I know. I'm just my brain is all over the place. So if I forget little itty bitty things, or if I sound like I'm forgetting them, that's exactly what's going on. Because just it was capped off today by like I did not sleep very well last night, and I got finally the part I was waiting for my MacBook, and it was shattered. Well, not shattered, but broken, as I'm sure you've already seen. So I'm just like, oh, why is today suck so bad? Thankfully, my friend is going to let me borrow a display assembly off one of his 13-inch MacBooks. So I should be good for VCF, but still, I'm quite angry about it. There's no forgiving. Yeah. Yeah. Also, I need to switch up scenes real quick over to the 9600. I really need to organize my stuff a little bit better. Because I actually have to pop open a window to eBay because I got in touch with the eBay seller and they just responded to me. So let's get that taken care of, hopefully. You know what? I'm gonna just minimize this. I just like, can I get a refund or a replacement or something? I don't know. So it was kind of funny is like, so that broken MacBook screen, I bought that MacBook, the MacBook that it went to, off somebody who actually works for the Postal Service. And it got delivered via the Postal Service and broken via the Postal Service. Because what's funny is I unpacked it, it's really well packed. Like, they insulated the crap out of that thing. So the Postal Service had to have really manhandled that thing to break it. So the eBay seller said, "Hey, yeah, we're sorry. We'll send you a replacement." So thankfully, running off a Vodafone reseller. uh, I mostly, I don't know if they still have a stake in. Let me, I should check that out real quick. Go back to center monitor real quick, just for giggles. Oh no, they don't. Okay. I was gonna say, ironically, I actually have Verizon MVNO right now as my phone carrier. It's like, hey, Vodafone actually has a stake in Verizon, I believe, but I guess they do no longer. Anyway, we have more things to do, so this should be over here. Um, do I want to show my download history on stream? Probably not. I don't know if something is in there that may get me in trouble. You downloaded a car? How could you? And back to center. Pop this open. Is that okay? So I've always been curious. Is that pronounced like the way we would pronounce it here in the U.S., like movie star, or is it like movie star or something like that? I always thought that network is very interestingly named, but I'm also looking at it from like a U.S. English perspective. Hey, Garth. The Movistar. Movistar? Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, hey, Adam. Speaking of word pronunciation, the thing that really threw me for a loop was like, I watch, I mean, obviously, a lot of us probably watch the Canadian Computer Collector, but I watch a guy who does uh, camping in Canada, and it always threw me how they pronounce things like coyote or pasta. And I was just like, I feel like that's the way an American would pronounce it, but it really threw me for a loop. I'm not saying they pronounce it badly. I'm just saying like it kind of came as a culture shock to me a little bit. So, trying to remember what IDs I have in use on the 9600. I only have one, a Mac 2X. I have plenty of other machines I would probably send out. The 9600, that is the last machine I would ever part with because this thing is my baby. Apple System Profiler. Maybe I should switch scenes so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I just want to see what we've got for thingamajigs here. So ID4. Will Smith is about to jump out of the screen and punch me. I can feel it coming. Steve Wallace, yeah, that's who. That's exactly who. I love him. Yeah, German is fun. So, um, for gaming stuff, I go by a different alias, and some people would pronounce it Weltfunk, but it's actually Veltfunk, if I remember correctly. Because the W's are pronounced like American V's a little bit. So I'm going to put this on. I believe this is okay. Oh, I gotta put a dash in there. Okay. In the interest of keeping this as short as possible. All right. I think we are golden. Oh, you guys did not see any of what I just did. Whoopsie doodle. Where is it? Okay. So this is the naming conventions for the CD beta. So the reason why, I had a whole like different gaming alias is because, um, I played slash kind of still play a augmented reality game, kind of like Pokemon Go, and I actually used to use the alias I use for everything else there, which is Exodium, and people actually use that to kind of dox me almost. So I wanted something that was going to not be able to be necessarily Googled. So if I bring it up here, and I just type, you're going to get a cool song instead of finding me. So that was the whole point of that. Anyway, this should be ready to go. So let's go back to the capture card. Bob Ross of Canadian Campers. I agree with that assessment. I really do. All right. So we can't hot plug SCSI for obvious reasons. So we're going to shut down the machine. And we'll see how this blows up in my face. All right. Oh, wait. This isn't gonna... I'm dumb. This can't boot 9.2 natively. Ah. Oh, well. Oh, well. I'm not going to try and make it boot then. Also, what the heck? I swear I turned off the RAM check. Let's go back and look at images. Images. All right, well, let's do some service for Eric, I guess, and the community at large here. Why is Macintosh Gardens search so terrible? Don't get me wrong, I love Macintosh Garden, but sometimes it just does not work the way I want it to. There we go. Google found it! Okay, so there's a lot of things. First download. So we want Mac OS 8. Mac OS 8.1.zip. Um, see, we are testing 11 and 1. Fremont plant. I mean, Garth is on top of this. All right. So, 0.5. Test 1. And 8. So while those are going, let's go back over to the for capture card. And I see it picked up everything but the 9.2 disc. Odd, but okay. I'll just do some more file copying in the background. Oh, right, I have to do this on the MacBook because it's macOS formatted. I'm dumb. Okay, to the MacBook that nobody can see because I'm not hooking it into a camera or capture card. Low battery. Oh no. Please no. Oh. Did I already copy the files to this? Kind of looks like I did. Cool. Almost. I don't know if it boots yet because I'm downloading the images that can actually boot because I forgot 9.2 won't natively boot on a 9600. The 9.2 disc didn't even mount though, so that's kind of concerning. Oh, did I check to make sure? Also, there's nothing in downloads that's gonna get me in trouble. So, where was that macOS 9 one I just downloaded? Is it not in? Oh, right. That's the bug. I'm dumb. I mean, it doesn't matter in the end, but yeah, it has to be. It cannot be read only, or the BlueSCSI will not have anything to do with it. So that explains why it didn't mount. Anyway, back to the 9600. But Adam, you'll anger the Commodore purists. I'm kidding when I say that, by the way. Who cares what they think? Make the machine look the way you want it to. I've really honestly considered, like, painting the 9600 something. Just because I want it to look cool. I'm free. Okay. Go to sleep, MacBook. Oh my. uh, Somebody on Discord just reached out to me. He's like, hey, you need a parts machine for that 2011 MacBook? Probably should take him up on it because, having a parts machine would actually not be half bad, honestly. So, we should be, yep, we're mounted. Now we're going to do this one at a time so we don't crash the file system. Wait, who told 1 million followers that VIC-20 is rare? Was it Linus? I swear if it was Linus. Oh no. No, not that. No. Apparently he got himself in a bit of hot water over the Commander X64. Like, people were getting mad at him over it because it was just like, it feels like vaporware, I believe. But I love that you called him the 8-bullet guy. uh, I tried to say I won't get too political on Maine, but like ever since that whole thing came out about him, I'm like, I don't really care for him all that much because it's like we've all done stupid stuff in the past. I know I have, but it matters how you address it in the future and such. It's like if you were to look back on something like what he did and say, well, yeah, I did what I did because back then, like, this is the way I felt about it, but I also have matured a lot since then, and I know that that was a really, really poor reaction to current events, and I apologize. It's like, okay, I don't hate you because you're showing some personal growth from what happened, and that's perfectly acceptable. But I know he released a Patreon video, and he said in it, it's like, if any of my patrons want to share this out to anywhere, like, go for it. And he basically doubled down on everything that he did way back in 2012. And I was like, so basically you've shown no personal growth and no real sympathy towards people, and just I every shred of respect I had for him at that moment just vaporized. And normally, I mean, besides that though, I do have to give him some level of, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for here, but I do have to give him some level of respect for broadcasting the whole paperclip incident with that IBM workstation, because that takes some balls to do, in my opinion, to put something out there like that, knowing probably full well that you're gonna get absolutely hammered for it. Like, that takes some cojones to do. Seriously, like, to put your screw ups out there like that. So I will give him that, but nothing more. Anyway, that was a tirade and a half, and I swear this thing better not have crashed again. It's looking like it did. Yeah, it crashed. I don't know why this thing does not want me to copy this stuff to it, but it's getting annoying. Excuse me. Okay. Jesus Christ, that went down the wrong tube. Ugh. Today is good. I expected failure, but yeah, this is just Oh no, I should have pulled the BlueSCSI. Oh no. Hopefully the case is okay, besides getting a little muddy. Now I was just going on about how, like, the 8-bit guy kind of uh, like, I understand we all make mistakes in our lives and such and all that wonderful stuff, but if you show, like, no personal growth, like, the stuff that he said way back in 2012 and the stuff that he did, like, he basically addressed it in a Patreon video that he wanted to be shared publicly, and basically he said he doesn't regret what he did, and, like, okay, I have no respect for you anymore, buddy. All right, so what we're gonna probably do then I'm gonna shut this down and pull the BlueSCSI. Yeah, and that's exactly why I just was done with him. Like, I don't care what one's stance on like gun rights is and such, but like given the context of the time, it's like, dude, read the room. Like basically trying to intimidate people because they just lost their kids in a mass shooting. Like, come on, that is not cool in the slightest. So yep, that was our problem, read only, but this image is not going to work anyway because wrong machine. So we should have these now. Now this is going to get very unorganized very quickly, so let's do something about that. I hope the spinning rust isn't dying in the 9600. That would suck. I mean, it wouldn't be unrecoverable, it just would be time consuming. Alright, so I have more than enough room on here to just copy all this. Oh my god, $1 million! So back to this. Do this the old-fashioned way, I guess. Hey, Bruce! Good to see you. At this point, I'm just preparing the BlueSCSI for some CD emulation shenanigans. Because for some reason, if I copy big files, it just crashes the 9600. So I'm having to just... I can't use virtual CD mounter for this stuff. So we're just going to do it the hard way. And now we're sitting here watching grass grow while everything copies. Maybe a mud bath is good for the plastic atom. Maybe the 512 just wanted to, exfoliate a little bit. I I guess we'll do this one first. Apparently, it's being worked on, Garth. I don't know how they're. I don't know how it's going to be implemented on existing BlueSCSIs. I would assume there's going to be like a 1.2 or something for image switching. I would. Pure speculation, but I would imagine there was going to be a way to like do image sets. So like one set in one folder, another in another, and yeah. That's all our Diablo 2 things. So Steve, you can't just say that. There's always the next thing. I mean, I think the only thing that's going to require new hardware is, or at least a patch, like a hardware patch to existing hardware, is that image switching feature. Like, pretty much everything else, they've been good about bringing backwards. Like, I still have a old 1.0C BlueSCSI, and I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's functionally identical to all of my 1.1s. So, you aren't technically missing out. The image switching feature, however, that's going to be a different story entirely, I feel. I'm full sending this, by the way. Oh, this is gonna be fun. You know, here's an idea for let's make something better than both the Zulu SCSI and Blue SCSI and Raw SCSI. Make a SCSI solution with a display on it. Oh yeah, I forgot about the LED header. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was one of the major 1.1 things. Alright, so here's a live test going down. Will this boot off the disk, or off the virtual disk? If I can find, there it is. Alright. Holding down the C key. You know, I just realized they didn't check to make sure the read only was unchecked. Let me do that real quick. When that bug is fixed, I'm going to be so happy. Okay, good. Good. Oh, that was unnecessary. Let's just do it for these real quick while we're in here. Okay. False alarm. Try that again. Speaking of testing things, hey Bruce, did you get a chance to ever mess with that Zulu SCSI image I sent you, perchance? Alright, it did not boot. I was asking if you got a chance to mess with the Zulu SCSI stuff that the test image I sent you with your Power Max. So I was wondering if there was any movement on that issue at all. Not that I personally like him in any rush. I'm just curious. Oh my god. Oh dear. Where's my utilities? Uh, um, huh? All right. You know, technically I could use ID4 because this is a separate bus. Oh, whoopsie daisy. I'm curious as to what machine Alex is using. I told him that, I mean, I don't know if he's going to, but I told him if he makes it to VCF West, because he is actually local to me, kind of. I mean, by local, I mean he is within driving distance. I told him if he wants to come to VCF, I mean, if he comes to VCF West, I will bring my Zulu Scuzzy, and he can crash it himself if he wants to. Just so he can see it firsthand. How many Scuzzy ideas use up? Yes. That is the answer. I could have used all 6 or all 7 because second bus. All right. So we're going to try one more thing before we call this a no boot. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and tell this to get lost. All right. Try that. Yeah, it's really weird because Garth and I can't. We've had issues. Like, it's really weird. But, like, in my LC 475, it works perfectly fine. No issues whatsoever. So, what I would like to really know is if Alex is having. If he's having success, if he's using an INI file to config the Zulus, because I'd like to see what settings he has set in there, because as of right now, I'm not using any settings at all. I just have the switch flipped for Apple mode. And yeah, this image does not boot. Alright, well. Hold up. What are you trying to do? Oh, it just, okay. That was valid, I guess. Anyway, let's do this, I guess. We have all the room in the world. Alright. Yeah, it works with 1.0. And I've actually tried it without the G3 card, and it doesn't matter. Quick, Macintosh Garden, what is my totally legitimate CD key for this game? And before anybody says anything, I actually do legitimately own this game on Battle.net. But obviously that version is not going to work on this machine, so Nobody look, okay? It's just between you and me. Oh, ipsy daisy. I'm just kidding. This CD key is right on the Macintosh Garden page for those games. If anybody wants to steal the key, there it is. Oh, hey, One Bit Fever Dreams. I almost completely missed you. Hey, good to see you. So, going back to what Garth was saying, the regression point actually was the first firmware after the initial, because I bumped up the firmware one version on my VCF, and then all hell broke loose. Yeah. This locks up again. I'm just replacing the hard drive, I think. Something's not right. And I don't know what it is. If the clock doesn't move, then I know it's probably gone. Actually, what I'll do is I'll probably boot OS 9 and try it there and see if anything changes. I don't know what's been going on with this machine, but 8.6 has been really unstable. Yeah, something's not quite right. I'm half tempted to just put an SSD in this machine. That's also money. Hmm. What do I have hard drive wise? I'm starting to really think that there's something not right with this hard drive, or maybe it could well be the SATA conversion is starting to show its cracks a little bit here. All right. Since we have to do this anyway, I might as well move on to the next image. tempted. Oh, mostly the only thing stopping me is from doing it is my wallet at this point. All right, so we know 8.0 does not boot. Get out of here. 8.5. Okay. Looking good. Then again, I should also acknowledge that I am testing a beta release. There could be bugs. I just realized I could take another BlueSCSI, stick it on the external SCSI card, and have another 7 optical drives. Oh man. Challenge accepted, Eric. Generally, if there's big news in our town, it's usually bad news. I'm honestly considering just rebooting, just doing all this in OS 9. Somehow, someway, OS 9 is a lot more stable on this machine. I also realize I'm actually running an unsupported video card in this machine, so that might also be contributing to some of the stability issues. Wow, we didn't even hit the desktop. Oh, nope, there it goes. The OS disk was not detected this time. Interesting. Are we talking a 12-inch PowerBook G4? Because, yeah, I concur. Like my 12-inch PowerBook G4 has I tried to repaste it and the heatsink screws immediately stripped on it. Oh no, it's cursed. I should get a copy of Disc Warrior or something and bust it out on this thing. That's what I'm feeling right now. Anyway, let's try this one more time. Alright, we started this at 5:17 according to the 9600's clock. Let's see if we freeze up again. Oh yeah, I saw it. I forgot to say something. I hope it works for you. How many cards did you buy? I know I need to get another card probably at some point because I would like to put another card in this machine so I can have 4 SATA drives. But yeah, if this doesn't work, I'm just gonna wipe the machine at this point. As much as I don't want to. If you have a spare ROM you're willing to part with, I might want to grab one instead of ordering a whole nother one. So there's some experiments I wanted to run. Oh boy, what was he right about for once? Oh gee. All right, so the 9600 has 2 buses. I only have 1 thing on the internal bus. So that would be 5 IDs free on that one. Then you have the external bus, which is completely vacant. Then the ADO card is also completely vacant. So, Alright, it's definitely getting further, so I think 8.6 just ate itself again somehow. I may stick in I may stick in an SSD and just cut it down the middle and just run 9.2 on this, I guess. It kills me because 8.6 is my favorite OS, but it's not having a good time on this machine. It could be because the video card is overkill, but I mean, I don't know. Kind of makes me a little sad, honestly, because I really want 8.6. I should try 8.5 and see if that makes any difference. Go with the 7th. I mean, I kind of want the 9200 in here because the whole theme of this computer is supposed to be absolute overkill. And the 9200 is kind of the epitome of that in this machine. Like, would anybody in their right mind put a 9200 in here? Hell no. But I did it because, you know what? I'm insane. But I'm wondering if, like, my method of, like, kind of, quote unquote, hacking the 9200 to work for 8.6 is causing some issues, because all I did was took the extensions from 9.2 and brought them backwards, and it worked. Like, I was able to play some games of Unreal, but I don't know. I'm going to reinstall 8.6 and see if that fixes anything. It could also be the USB support, too, that's breaking things. I'm hoping once I get the parts for the G3, I'll love that machine again. it's currently kind of janky at the moment. What I really want to do though is if I can bring it back over to here. I saw K Koba actually replied to my interware thread. Also, this does not compute reply. uh, but Garth has this card now because I traded it to him for the Max Power G3. But uh, since they mentioned that this can be overclocked, I wonder if the max power can be overclocked. I'm glad to see this because this is the card I thought I was getting. It's a slower card, but it actually has active cooling on it. But what I really would love to do is get one of those G3 cards that like goes up to 800 megahertz. That would be insane. Anyway, let's go back to the Power Mac. Still going, thankfully. But yeah, I do have somebody who is bringing me parts for the blue and white to hopefully get it back up into better cosmetic shape. So I'm hoping after that I will like feel good about that machine again. I also have a Quicksilver on the way that I need to deal with because for those in the Bay Area or know of the Bay Area stuff around here, there was a place in San Jose called Excess Solutions, and me and Ryan, who's the friend who's going to be with me at VCF, um, we we went to Excess when we were out like trying to grab parts for his SE, and they had a G4 Quicksilver that somebody put like a bunch of U320 drives into. And I initially didn't buy it because I thought they wanted $60 for the thing. But it turns out they were running like it was half off at the register, not half off like on the sticker. So that G4 was $30. So somebody who went in after me in the Discord that I'm in, the Bay Area Vintage Discord, was like, "Yo, I'm making the rounds here. Anything anybody wants me to grab?" And I was like, "Hey, if you could actually grab that G4 and like front me the money for it, I'll pay you back and come pick it up at VCF." And sure enough, he went and got the G4, so now it's mine. And I can't wait to tear into it. But unfortunately, it seems to not want to do anything, so I'm hoping the power supply is okay. Oh yeah, that reminds me. So I actually North, I actually have I need to go to Ryan's on Saturday, so I'll be in your area. So if you have that MDD ready, I can swing by and pick it up. Alright, well, I think we have our problem sussed out. It's just, I'm having to remember that this is a BlueSCSI. It's not going to light the world on fire performance-wise. So, it's going to take a minute. Not only is the BlueSCSI a bit on the slow side, unfortunately, it's also on the external SCSI bus, which also incurs its own speed penalty, so, yeah. It's like we're actually back in the 90s with slow CD-ROM drives. I need to retest the boot. It's just missing optical video RAM and has a and to think I paid to get a 1.25 dual in my MDD. It'd be nice to have a spare around though. Actually, no, wait, that works perfectly because you know what? If I get the money, but this project is so last priority, I could send that card to DOS Dude 1 and have him mod it. And I won't have to bring down my own MDD to send my card out to him. Because I'll have a spare. Now, the fun part is actually, this might go faster if I actually legit burned it to a disk. Because, remember, I have a SATA optical drive in here, so it's going to go a lot faster than this probably is going. However, I don't want to waste CDs because, yeah, not a good idea. Alright, see you, Bruce. Thank you for joining. Oh, this is fun watching grass grow. Should have had something to do kind of while it's doing this, but I also didn't anticipate it taking this long. You know, I might just actually go and do that. Just grab toast. What would be cool, and I'm not anticipating that it would work, but it would be cool if Toast could interface with the SATA CD drive. Because these are burners. But I'm pretty sure it won't know what to do with it. Because I remember back then, it was really picky about which drive you used. Anyway, we're almost done, it looks. So we're gonna give this a test run before we move on, because I wanna do something. What's funny is, way back, I actually used to play Diablo 2 quite a lot. And if Steam existed back then, I'm pretty sure the hour count for Diablo 2 would dwarf anything I've ever done in my life. And I actually broke a bunch of CDs because they would develop cracks in the middle of the spindle. And eventually the whole CD would break. So I have quite a bit of money in buying replacement copies of this game. So, yeah, that was fun. And I remember I got tired of it. So I actually was running Jaguar on my iMac at the time because I got an iMac G3. I think it was a DVSE, and I used disk utility to actually make an image and then mount it, and it was enough to fool the game. I was like, oh my god, I've cracked the code. All right, let's see what happens. Screw it, we have a 9200. We're gonna run this thing. Let's hope the capture card can pick it up. Please? Yeah! Alright. Gotta keep it classic. The capture card is not gonna be able to keep up with, like, the resolution changes. There we go. We have perspective, I think. Yeah, we do, but we turn that off. I've always found it to be kind of annoying. This is running about as well as I remember it. Right. I can't cast spells because I do not have a multi-button mouse. That's troublesome. Yeah, this runs pretty alright. Oh, I'll probably drop out to catch you in a minute if you are going to be streaming tonight. But thank you for watching nonetheless. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going because I've actually probably got to go in like 30 minutes or so. I'm probably going to install Lord of Destruction and reinstall 8.6, hopefully, maybe. We'll see how things go. But Diablo 2 is running. That's what I wanted to see. I have a network connection. I wonder if it's gonna. It actually connects. Oh my god. That's crazy. It actually connects. Okay, so we are gonna install Lord of Destruction. Because, you know, why wouldn't we? Oh, nice.